Yo, what's up, India? Family Doc here, and let's be real, we got to talk about something that's been eating away at us for a while now. India's work culture. We're talking about the good, the bad, and the straight-up ugly. Welcome to our deep dive into the challenging aspects of India's work culture. We love our hustle, our drive, but sometimes it feels like we're stuck in a pressure cooker with the whistle permanently jammed. Today, we'll explore 7 toxic traits that are affecting employees across various industries. We're talking about burnout, unrealistic expectations, and a whole lot of Sunday scaries that hit harder than a Bollywood climax. So, buckle up, grab your chai, and let's get into it.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the never-ending workday. We've all been there, right? You're scrolling through Instagram at 10 p.m. and bam, your boss messages you about tomorrow's presentation. In India, especially in fields like IT, finance, and consulting, working late is practically a badge of honor. You're seen as dedicated, a go-getter. But honestly, is it really dedication? Or is it just a toxic culture that glorifies burnout? This always-on mentality seeps into your personal life, leaving you with zero time for friends, family, or even just some peace and quiet. You're constantly plugged in, always on edge, waiting for the next email to drop. And let's not forget about the senior management, chilling in their corner offices, praising those who pull all-nighters. They act like it's some kind of superhuman feat. But dude, it's 2023, not the Stone Age. We have technology to make our lives easier, not turn us into corporate slaves. This constant pressure to overwork takes a toll on your mental health. You're stressed, sleep-deprived, and running on fumes. And don't even think about taking a break, because that's seen as a sign of weakness. Seriously, guys, we need to normalize work-life balance. Your worth shouldn't be measured by how many hours you slave away at your desk.
Next up, let's address the elephant in the cubicle-filled room: India's obsession with hierarchy and micromanagement. We're talking about workplaces where questioning your boss is like questioning the existence of God. You know, the drill layers upon layers of management, each one more intimidating than the last. And at the bottom of this corporate pyramid, you find the junior employees, their creativity stifled, their voices muted. Forget about taking initiative. You're expected to follow orders, no questions asked. God forbid you suggest a new idea, or worse, point out a flaw in the system. You'll be met with blank stares and a lecture on knowing your place. This suffocating environment breeds micromanagement. Your every move is scrutinized, your every email dissected. It's like having your boss breathe down your neck 24/7, except they're probably watching you through the CCTV cameras. This lack of trust and autonomy is a surefire way to kill any passion or enthusiasm you had for the job. You're treated like a robot, not a human being with thoughts, feelings, and the ability to make decisions. And the worst part? This hierarchical structure trickles down to every aspect of the workplace, from communication styles to decision-making processes. It's like we're stuck in a time warp, clinging to outdated power dynamics.
Let's talk about pressure, baby. Not the good kind that motivates you, but the kind that makes you want to fake your own death and move to Goa to sell seashells. In many Indian industries, especially the high-stakes ones, unrealistic targets are thrown at you like confetti at a wedding. You're expected to achieve the impossible with limited resources and even less support. It's like they hand you a bicycle and expect you to win the Formula One race. And when you inevitably fall behind, because duh, you're bombarded with questions, accusations, and threats of being replaced. This constant pressure cooker environment leads to burnout, anxiety, and a whole lot of self-doubt. You start questioning your abilities, wondering if you're even cut out for this. And don't even get me started on the startup culture. It's like the Wild West of work environments. Sure, there's a certain thrill in being part of something new, but that excitement quickly fades when you're working 16-hour days with no overtime pay and the promise of equity that's about as real as a Bollywood happy ending. We need to have a serious conversation about realistic expectations and sustainable work practices. Pushing people to their breaking point isn't hustle, it's just plain unhealthy.
Work-life balance? In India? That's a myth, like the Yeti or finding a decent apartment in Mumbai without selling your kidney. We're a culture that wears busy as a badge of honor, like it's some kind of superpower.
But here's the truth, glorifying overwork is so last decade.
We need to start prioritizing our mental and physical health, and that means setting boundaries between our professional and personal lives. But in India, taking a break is often seen as a sign of weakness or lack of commitment.
You're expected to be available 24/7, even on weekends or holidays.
Forget about switching off your phone or taking a mental health day. You'll be bombarded with calls and messages. And let's not even get started on the leave policies.
Trying to get your leave approved is like trying to win the lottery while riding a unicorn.
It's a bureaucratic nightmare filled with endless paperwork, guilt trips from your boss, and the unspoken rule that you need to be on your deathbed to qualify for a few days off. We need to change this narrative.
Taking breaks isn't selfish, it's essential for our well-being and productivity.
We need to create a work environment where people feel comfortable taking time off without fear of judgment or repercussions. Chapter 5. Just be strong. The stigma of mental health in the workplace. Let's talk about something that's often swept under the rug in Indian workplaces: mental health. We're raised in a culture where vulnerability is seen as a weakness, and expressing your emotions is often met with dismissive comments like, "Just be strong or don't overthink it." This stigma surrounding mental health prevents people from seeking the help they need. They suffer in silence, afraid of being judged or, worse, losing their jobs. Imagine this. You're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, burnt out. You try to talk to your boss or HR about it, and they look at you like you've grown a second head. They offer unhelpful advice like go for a walk or drink some chamomile tea, completely missing the point. Many Indian organizations lack proper mental health resources and support systems. There's often a lack of awareness and understanding of mental health issues, and employees are left to fend for themselves. We need to break down these barriers and create a workplace culture where people feel safe and supported in seeking help for their mental health. It's time to normalize conversations about mental well-being and provide employees with the resources they need to thrive. Chapter 6. The uneven playing field, gender bias, and harassment issues. Okay, folks, let's talk about the pink elephant in the room: gender inequality in the Indian workplace. Despite the progress we've made, there's still a long way to go in creating a truly inclusive and equitable environment for everyone. From hiring practices to promotion opportunities, gender bias rears its ugly head in subtle and not so subtle ways. Women often face discrimination, whether it's being passed over for leadership roles, being paid less than their male counterparts, or having their ideas dismissed in meetings. And then there's the issue of harassment. Despite stricter laws and increased awareness, many women still experience uncomfortable and unsafe situations at work, ranging from inappropriate comments to unwanted advances. The worst part? These incidents are often brushed aside or silenced, leaving the victims feeling powerless and unheard. We need to create a zero-tolerance policy towards any form of harassment and provide safe and confidential channels for reporting such incidents. It's time to dismantle the patriarchal structures that perpetuate gender inequality and create a workplace where everyone, regardless of their gender, has an equal opportunity to succeed. We need to challenge unconscious biases, promote diversity at all levels, and create a culture of respect and inclusivity.
Chapter 7. Is this it? Lack of skill development and growth opportunities. Let's be real, nobody wants to feel stuck in a dead-end job. We all crave growth, learning, and the opportunity to expand our skills and knowledge. But in many Indian workplaces, professional development is often an afterthought. You're hired for a specific role, and that's pretty much it. There's minimal investment in training programs, workshops, or opportunities for career advancement. And it's like they expect you to magically acquire new skills through osmosis. This lack of growth opportunities leads to stagnation and a feeling of being undervalued. Employees start feeling like cogs in a machine, their potential untapped, their ambitions stifled. It's no wonder that job hopping has become the norm in India. People are constantly on the lookout for better opportunities, higher salaries, and a chance to actually learn and grow. Organizations need to prioritize employee development and create a culture of continuous learning. Investing in your employees' growth not only benefits them, but also benefits the company in the long run. It's time to ditch the outdated mindset of "this is how we've always done it" and embrace a more dynamic and growth-oriented approach to employee development. Ultra time for a change reimagining India's work culture. So there you have it, folks, a glimpse into the good, the bad, and the ugly of India's work culture. We've exposed the toxic traits, the outdated practices, and the systemic issues that are holding us back. While these toxic traits are prevalent, there is hope for change as awareness grows and younger generations demand better work conditions. More and more people are speaking out against these harmful practices, demanding work-life balance, mental health support, and equal opportunities for all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Share your experiences, your frustrations, and your hopes for a better work culture in India.